Hey Dragon Tamers, it's 100 degrees out in New Jersey, and today I decided that I'm going to build a second outdoor enclosure for my Western Hermann's tortoise because I want my tortoise to enjoy the outdoors and not just be stuck inside. These tortoises are very robust. They're very durable. They can withstand different degrees of temperature. This is the game plan. We're going to move this enclosure back, and then we're going to take this wood over here. We're going to cut it all up, and we're going to add a second enclosure up front. So we're going to have two enclosures back to back. One's going to be for my cherry heads. The second one is going to be for my Western Hermann's tortoise right here. We're going to start cutting some wood right about now. As I am about to cut some wood, I see one of the tortoises come out in this crazy weather right now that we have. He is just chomping away. This is Ruby. Just look at the beautiful marbling on this cherry head tortoise. Under a year old, close to a year old. I want to say about 7 to 9 months old. I have to check my reptile info sheet that I have put away with all the date of births and where I purchased the tortoises from and all my other reptiles. But just look at him munch away. A lot of people don't know, but Ruby was actually really sick at one point. Ruby I had to take to the hospital and get medication administered to him or her because she had or he had a respiratory infection, and Ruby could have died. Ruby had no appetite when I purchased Ruby. Ruby was supposed to be a whole other video of unboxing that I was going to post, but just to keep the seller anonymous from whom I purchased it from, I don't want to put him out there. So yeah, so the tortoise came with a respiratory infection. I had to pay like close to $400 for the medication, over 20 plus needles I had to administer every 2 to 3 days, one for the respiratory infection and the other as an inflammatory, because he had snot coming out of his nose, bubbles out of his nose, sneezing, wheezing, barely could breathe, no appetite. But there you go, testament that they can survive, as Ruby loves to dine on the outdoors, grasses, the weeds, the flowers. All the wood is cut, as you can see. When we zoom in, Ruby is still out and about, munching on the grass, the weeds, the clover. You go, Ruby. I'm so glad your recovery went so well. I am hot. It is literally 100 degrees out. All the wood is finally cut. We are going to add the new addition enclosure right now. First thing first, we're going to move this enclosure, adjust it to where we want it so I can be able to add the other enclosure. We're going to add the topsoil. We're going to add all the little elements for our Western Hermann's tortoise for its enclosure right now. Let's keep this video going. Now that the wood is fixed in place for the outdoor enclosure, the planters are in, the concrete planters. And right now I'm going to fill in the gaps, the holes, because the ground isn't leveled. Mind you, this is not going to be permanent. I plan to move sometime within this year and get my own property, a bigger property at that, more acres, so I can do more expansions of what I want to do. I want to get an Aldabra tortoise. I want to get some marginated tortoises. I want to get a lot of the testudo species. I have a few Western Hermann's tortoise coming in from Garden State Tortoise and from another breeder in California. The fern is in. So I believe it's very important to mimic the outdoor elements of where your tortoise has came from in the wild. My Western Hermann's tortoise came from the island of Corsica. So it's very important for me to mimic that type of land, that type of substrate. So right now we're going to take earth essentials that I purchased at my local Home Depot or Lowe's. This is not sponsored. Just like that. People will say, oh, you have to worry about your tortoise ingesting these rocks. It's very important to make sure from the beginning that your tortoise is getting all the nutrients it possibly can get, the calcium, multivitamin if necessary, to prevent your tortoise from wanting to munch on little stones and rocks. But come on, these are where these tortoises come from. They come from places that are sometimes arid, forest dwelling, that have substrate like this. So I'm gonna just naturally put this out there like this. I'm going to put some topsoil as well. After you have completed building your enclosure, my protocol is to let the grass and greens grow in first before you leave your tortoise outdoors full time. Why, you may ask? You want to be able to create microclimates, especially if it is not enclosed completely with a cage setup or an overhead setup. You need to let the grasses and greens grow in to create microclimates so your tortoise can thrive. Because if not, your tortoise can suffer from a heat stroke, overheating, things of that nature. So my tortoise is going to be out right now just for a little bit, just for this video, to be honest. We're going to time skip so you guys can see the enclosure completely done in 3, 2, 1. And just like that, the enclosure is done. We're going to put the tortoises in their enclosure today. It's a nice, beautiful day, about 80, 85 degrees, 60% humidity. So right now we're going to wash off the tortoises, give them a nice quick bath. Got to get them camera ready so you guys can see their beautiful carapace. And here's a redfoot tortoise that I purchased, my first tortoise that I purchased, which is Scoot. Just a redfoot, no locale specific. He's one of the oldest tortoises that I have in this group of yearlings, and he's one of the smallest ones. So tortoises grow at their own rate and pace, so never be concerned unless you monitor their weight and you see that their weight is going down instead of up. But he has beautiful growth pattern. He eats like a maniac, so he's perfectly fine. We are about to feed the tortoises some escarole right now. Let's rip some up right now. Put it over here for this tortoise, over here in this enclosure for the cherry heads. Have them eat. Have the tortoises all down, ready to grub and munch. Just aggressively eating. Cherry heads are well known for their vibrant colors, the marbling within their carapace, their top of their shell. Between the scoots, you see that white lining, that is marbling. Just look at the red, beautiful feet. They are very nice tortoises to have, but I do not recommend this species to everyone because they have a specific husbandry that is a little demanding to keep up with for possibly a first-time tortoise owner or someone that does not put in the dedication and knowledge into caring for these tortoises. They need high humidity all the time. They need a certain temperature at around 85 to 90 degrees all the time in a basking spot. They need to be able to have this type of conditions year round because they do not hibernate, or for reptiles more specifically, brumate. Put them right next to his greens. First time feeding escarole to them. This tortoise over here is Ruby. This one is Raphael. This one over here is the shy guy, Mr. Tank. Or Tank. And we have Scoot right there, and then we have Fuego over there, just thermoregulating their temperature. So just to the outdoors, they were indoors for quite some time. Got them out around noon. I must be doing something right because there's not a tortoise in sight in either of these enclosures. This is my little Dragon Tamer son, Eli. He's about to spray the enclosure down right now of the cherry heads to bump up the humidity. I'm Dragon Tamer Tony, and I hope you guys enjoy your wonderful day, wherever you are.